I've got a problem and I know I have to deal with it. This is one of the most challenging things that a leader can actually deal with. Conflict can be a huge issue for managers and leaders to deal with, whether it's people disagreeing, whether it's people not performing, whether it's people impacting the culture of the business. These type of scenarios can be really challenging for leaders that don't have maybe the confidence to pull people and talk to people about this. And you'd be surprised how many leaders is out there like this. How do I know? Certainly in the very early years of leadership, I would have really struggled with this. Was it a mixture of lack of confidence? Was it a mixture of not knowing how to approach the situation? There was definitely some of the things that I didn't like, conflict, because of the environment I grew up in. So there was lots of reasons why it was easier to let it slide, especially if it was the smaller stuff, the things that weren't really big issues. It was easy to justify it in your mind at that stage like that. However, I quickly learned that even the small things as a leader, if you let slide, grow to become big things eventually. And I often use the terminology now whenever I'm talking to my clients, that I would rather deal with fires whenever they're small little bin fires than whenever they're big massive bushfires. It takes a lot more resources, a lot more time, a lot more effort, and they may actually get out of control where we can't put them out. Dealing with small issues when they're small is a much better strategy. Now, I picked that up quite quick, which meant then I had to go and learn the skills, develop the areas that did enable me to deal with conflict. A few tips that I would give you in this space. One, usually all the companies have some sort of a performance review or a method of dealing with challenges from the start right through to the end. I used to take it as a 4-step approach, and I'll keep it quite short. Well, first step, minor details, quick conversation. Hey, look, X, Y, and Z, that was not quite right, the way we did that or the way we behaved. Not a big thing, just giving you the heads up, we shouldn't do that again in the future. Next step would be a record of conversation. Lock it in, have the process, explain clearly what the issue was, explain clearly what needs to happen, move forward. After that, depending on the severity of the next couple of steps, I would have went to a written warning with a performance plan. Some people can look at performance plan as a very negative thing. Other people can look at it as a very positive thing. And really, I always went into every one of the conversations from a constructive point of view. My goal was not to terminate the employee. My goal was to get the employee to improve their behavior and to improve their attitude, to solve the problem. Whatever the problem was, I didn't look at it as a personal thing. I looked at it as this is an issue, it's impacting production, it's impacting culture, it's impacting whatever the case. But having a plan going into them discussions make it a little bit easier. After the written warnings and the performance plan, obviously then the last case is potentially successful. Great job everybody, keep up the good work, move forward. Or unfortunately this isn't going to work out. We just can't take the risk of it impacting the business. So having a structure is a very good approach, because once you have a structure and once you have been through that structure a couple of times, then it is very easy to add to that with confidence. The more you do it, the more confident you get. So start with the structure, understand how you're going to approach these situations. A very good step is to ask the questions, especially in the first couple of conversations. Try and get them to understand why their behavior was not constructive, why it was not helping what we're trying to achieve as a company. So there's just a little quick guidance of how I used to approach it to help me overcome that uncomfortable conflict situation. I always went into it with the mindset that I'm doing what's best for the greater good of the company, for the majority of the people that's there. I'm putting their needs above, first and foremost, me being uncomfortable with conflict, and two, the behaviour of the other person that I'm actually having the conversation with. Hopefully that makes sense. Hopefully it helps somebody out there. Until the next video, thanks for watching. Leave me a little comment. Let me know what you think of the car videos, but also what you would like to hear me maybe discuss in terms of leadership moving forward. As always, thanks for watching, and I hope you succeed where it matters most.